Today, me and my group members are here to present our views on corporate accounting scandal at Satyam Computer Services Limited, along with my group, group members Anam Sheikh, Ayushi Rawat, Bharti Mahale, Harsh Purani, Muskan Dubey, Rishabh Yavanshi, and Shivendra Singh Delmia. Please change this slide, Shivendra. Okay, okay. So there are some points we are going to cover in further slides. First, we have introduction about Satyam and founder of Satyam, rise of Satyam, scam, people behind the scam, confession, and the auditor's role and factors contributing to fraud. Aftermath of Satyam scandal, investigating corporate governance, lesson learned from Satyam. So please change the slide, Shiven. Okay. Now I'm continue with my slide introduction about Satyam Computer Services Limited. So the first we have about founder of Satyam company. So as we know, the founder and CEO chairman of Satyam Computer was Mr. Ramalinga Raju and his brother who was managing director of Satyam, B. Ramaraju. Satyam Computers was founded in the year 1987 and later converted in a public company in 1992. It has principal offices in India, US, UK, Germany, Singapore, Canada, Australia, many more countries as well. And Ramalinga Raju is a first businessman in the field of construction and textiles. There are 52,000 employees working in September 2008. Meanwhile, Satyam meaning is truth in the ancient language Sanskrit, but it's a 7,000 crore lie, we can say. Uh, and the next we have origin of Satyam Computer Services Limited. So in this, we talk about the traditional agriculture business and started a construction company called Satyam Constructions in 1987. With the launch of Satyam in four ways, SEFI, Satyam became one of the first to enter Indian internet service market. Satyam headquarters is at Hyderabad and its debuts in BSE with an IPO oversubscribed 17 times. Satyam Computers announces buying of a 100% stake in two companies owned by the chairman Ramalinga Raju's sons, Mehta's Properties and Mehta's Infrastructures as well. And the next we have services provided. In this, there are various services provided by Satyam Computers like IT services spanning various sectors, business consulting and outsourcing services. And industry is a specific solution to its clients. It's engaged in computer programming and related services. And the next we have India's growing success. So as we know that Satyam was an example of India's growing success. From 2003 to 2008, the company grew miserably. Satyam generated 415 million in total sales in 2003 and 2004. The company sale revenue had grown by over three times. The scandal revealed in 2009 when founder and chairman of Satyam Computers Limited, Mr. Ramalinga Raju, makes a clean breast that the company's accounts were tampered with, and he disclosed rupees 7,000 crores accounting fraud in the balance sheets. And the next we have global marketplace. In this, the company has a global footprint in around 90 countries around the world. It is counted as fourth largest Indian IT firm with the high profile customers. The company was a leading star and a recognizable name in a global IT marketplace. So the last we have achievements of Satyam Computers. So as we all know, Mr. Raju is awarded by Ernst and Young Entrepreneur of the Year Services awarded in 2007 and 2009. The Golden Peacock Award for the Best Governed Company and in 2007 and 9. So Satyam won MS Consult for being a leader in India and corporate governance and accountability. Uh, uh, so Satyam Computers has become embroidered in a nation biggest corporate scam. That's all from my side. So now I would like to call Bharti to continue further.
Thank you, Yogita. My topic is Rises of Satyam. Coming now to 1987, Satyam Computer Services was established in 1987 in Hyderabad by the two brothers B. Ramaraju and Ramalingaraju as a private limited company. Began with 20 employees for providing software development and consultancy service to a large corporation. Satyam grew rapidly as a global business, and Satyam company was an example of a Indian growing success. Next, 1991, Satyam get listed on the BSE. Satyam debuted in BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange with IPO. Bombay Stock Exchange is the first and the large security market in India. Was established in 1875. 2001, Satyam also get listed the New York Stock Exchange. Is the New York Stock Exchange is the largest market, is the largest equity based on the exchange in the world, based on the total market capitalization of the listed security. And next one in 2003, Satyam services over customer worldwide. Satyam its service business included in 13,120 technical association service over 300 customers worldwide. At that time, its market service market was nearly 400 billion with an annual compound growth rate of 6.4%. In January 2003, the price of one share in Satyam just one rupees 138.8, and after 5 years the price of one share had up to rupees 526.25, which means 300% was increase in March 2008. The company net worth had grown to 2.1 billion, and then the annual compound growth 35%, and the operating profit 21%. In this period, the company became a rising star in the Indian IT and service industry, and it was very well known global IT company. And seeing this number, no one can say that this one of the all growing top companies in this world. Next, awards. Satyam won many awards. 2007 Entrepreneur of the Award uh, was Mr. Ramalinga Raju, founder of the Satyam, was awarded the Entrepreneur of the Year award by Ernst and Young. EY is looking for a methodical and analytical through process, and will be looking for applicant with leadership and ability, technical knowledge, and innovative. Next, Golden Peacock Award in April 2008. Satyam awarded with the Golden Peacock Award by the World Council for Corporate Governance, and Golden Peacock Award National Quality Award help organize to rapidly the pace of customer-oriented improvement process. Satyam wants numerous awards for innovation, governance, and corporate accountability. Thank you. That's all from my side. Next slide, Alam will be continue.
Thank you, Bharti. Now my topic is the scam and people behind the scam. Now, what was the scam? Satyam scam was most talked about IT scam during 2009. It was an IT company owned by Mr. Ramalinga Raju as Satyam Computer Services. On 7 January 2009, R. Raju admitted that he had manipulated its accounts. The whole scandal was about $1.47 billion, says CBI report. It is about corporate governance and fraudulent auditing practices, allegedly in connivance with auditors and chartered accountants. The company misrepresented its accounts both to its board, stock exchanges, regulators, investors, and all other stakeholders. It is a fraud which misleads the market and other stakeholders by lying about the company's financial health. Even basic facts such as revenues, operating profits, interest liabilities, and cash balances were grossly inflated to show the company is in good health. In order to misunderstand the scam, we would have to go back to 1999. Mr. Raju had begun inflating the quarterly profits in order to meet the analyst expectations. For example, the results announced on October 17, 2009 overstated quarterly revenues by 75% and profits by 97%. Raju had done this along with the company's global head for internal audits. Mr. Raju used his personal computer to create a number of bank statements in order to inflate the balance sheet with the cash simply that does not exist. The company's global head for internal audit created fake customer identities and fake invoices in order to inflate the revenue. This in turn would allow the company easy access to loans, and the impressions of its success led to an increase in the share price. Also, the cash that the company has raised from the markets in the US never even made to the balance sheet. But this was not sufficient for Raju. He went on to creating uh, records of for fake employees and would withdraw salaries on behalf of them. The increased share prices drove Raju to get rid of as many shares as possible and maintain just enough to be part of the company. This allowed Raju to make profits from their sales at high prices. He also withdrew $3 million every month as salaries on behalf of employees that did not exist. The scenario changed when the economy witnessed recession in the year 2008, and due to this, the prices of properties also decreased. Mr. Raju found himself surrounded in a quagmire, and therefore this gave birth to his last opportunity to save Satyam Computers and fill the gap between the actual profit and manipulated profits in the books of account of the company. He decided to buy Meta's properties and Meta Infra, which could possibly be the only solution to get away with the situation and ameliorate the fraud initiated by him. The transaction was planned in such a manner that the company will be purchased only on the papers but will not be actual cash transaction, and hence the book of accounts. The the board was already mentioned in the books of accounts that the director of Satyam Computers agreed and sanctioned the purchase of companies without prior approval of the shareholders. The problem occurred again when the purchase made investors unhappy, which resulted into a sudden decrease in the shares of the company. A lawsuit was also filed against Satyam Computers, which led to a decrease in the shares by 55% on the NYSE. The increased pressure served as the final nail in the coffin for Mr. Raju, and hence the confession of manipulation of books of accounts and committing of fraud before Security Exchange Board of India. Please change the slide. Now the people involved in the scam. The first and the main person is Ramlinga Raju, who is the former chairperson and chairman and CEO of Satyam Computers from 1987 until January 2009. Second is B. Ramaraju, who was the brother of R. Raju and former managing director. The third person is V. Srinivas, who was former chief financial officer of Satyam Computer System. And the fourth one is S. Gopalakrishnan, who was the Price Waterhouse auditor. And that's all from my side. Now I would like to call Shivan to continue further.
Thank you, Anu. Thank you, Anu. Now, in this slide, I will talk about the confession of Mr. Ramlingan Raju. On January 7, 2009, Mr. Ramlingan write a letter to his board of directors of Satyam Company that he had been manipulating the company accounting numbers for years. In now, what did he confess? He confessed that he make a fake figure in balance sheet and shows the difference of many cash and outside accrued interest, understand liability and overdraft position. In second point, now what he admitted in his letter, he admitted that riding a tiger, not knowing how to get how to get off without being eaten. This quote means Ramlingan Raju can put all his attempts to fill the gap which he made. For, for this, he tries to acquire his own properties, Mehta's Infra, and shows that he is investing on the company. But the aborted Mehta's acquisition deal was the final attempt to fill the gap, desperate effort to cover the accounting fraud by bringing some real estate in the business when Mr. Ramlingan Raju failed to cover all the confess he confessed the fraud. Now coming towards my third point, some other confession that he made in letter are neither he nor the managing director of the company are known about the sold of any share of the company in the last 8 years, and neither the managing director neither the managing director took any 1 rupee or dollar from the company for the beneficial for the terms on account or of inflated result, and none of the board of director, past or present, have any knowledge of the situation in which of the company is placed. Now, in my second slide, in this slide, I will show the Satyam falsified figure in balance sheet and income statement, and it shows the difference between the actual finances and reported finances. Actual finances are shown in the blue bars as cash and banks of the Satyam company is actual in 321 crores, but he shows that they have 5,361 crore rupees in her account, and accrued interest on banks are nil, but he shows 376.5 crore in his balance sheet, and etc. Uh, Now that's all from my side. Now Ayushi will continue.
Thank you so much, Shivendra. Uh, Now let's talk about the auditor's role and factors that contributed the fraud. First, engagement of PwC. PricewaterhouseCoopers, the global auditing firms, audited the books of Satyams for nearly 9 years. It brilliantly criticized by so many people. It brilliantly criticized by so many people. Satyam also paid PwC twice than what other firm would charge. Second, according to accounting professionals, companies either have to invest their excess money in unsecured account where they can receive a good amount of interest, or distribute it among the shareholders. Besides, it appears that the bank in which Satyam Limited claimed to have deposit did not verify independently by the auditors. Third, power of uncovering of PwC and Merrill Lynch. The global auditing firms, the PwC, audited the books of Satyam from June 2000 to 2009 and didn't able to expose. On the other hand, Merrill Lynch uncovered and verified the funding of accounts in merely 10 days. Fourth point, manipulation of accounts. The manipulation of accounts. The fraud was proceeding for numerous years and includes so many factors that manipulated the books. Mr. Raju claimed that he overstated the assets on balance sheet by 1.47 billion US dollar and also underreported liabilities. He inflate the income statement and also create 6,000 fake salary accounts. Fifth, factors contributed fraud. Greed for money lead Mr. Raju to commit the fraud. Also, the anger of corporate growth issued ESOPs for those people who helped Mr. Raju in preparing the fake bills, excessive interest in maintaining the stock prices, executive intensive, lack of transparency, and stock market expectations. Six, question that raises. First, question arose with the behavior of PwC. Was PwC helping Satyan in committing the fraud? Second, why SEBI and Watchdog of Market wasn't detected? Fourth, uh, third, question about management credibility were raised too, and Satyam financial health is also a question in itself. That's all from my side. My side now. I would call to Muskan to continue the further.
Thank you, Aishi. Now I'm going to discuss on aftermath calculation. My first point is effect on share price. Satyam was a high peak before the fraud reveal. Satyam shares in 2008 were 544 rupees per share. As per the same year, in New York Stock Exchange, Satyam shares were at US dollar 29.110. After the confession, shares fell to 11.50 by January 2009. As in New York Stock Exchange, they were trading around 1.80 by March 2009. My second point is role played by PwC and its effect. PwC is a global auditing firm. 9 years since Raju came clean about his involvement in scam, accounting firm PricewaterhouseCooper is being penalized by SEBI for their involvement in the fraud. The primary factor being that Merrill Lynch find the difference in account in a period of mere 10 days, where PwC could not locate any error in 10 years. My third point is new board appointed. Government started investigation and appointed a new board of directors for the Satyam and try to save the company from the total collapse. My fourth point is to sell the company within 100 days. New board established a time frame, 100 days time frame. To sell the company, board met with bankers, accountants, lawyers, and also government officials. And also they worked diligently to bring stability and confidence back to the company. Goldman Sachs uh, has been hired by the board. Also, board give it charge to sell the company as early as possible. My fifth point is acquisitions by Tech Mahindra. The Satyam case was dealing with the bidding process to sell 51% of stake. For this process, SEBI appointed a retired Supreme Court Justice, Justice Bharucha, to gain the trust again. On April 13, 2009, Tech Mahindra became the winner and bought 51% of stake of Satyam and merged Satyam into Mahindra Satyam. My last point is once again on track. The Mahindra Group saw the acquisitions of Satyam as a strategic opportunity to move to the next level growth as become the part of Tech Mahindra. Mahindra Satyam gained stabilized from its fall. On November 26, 2009, Satyam stock raised and the company once again on its track. That's it from my side. Harsh will continue.
Thank you, Muskan. Now let's see the investigation, criminal and civil charges and victims of the case. Investigation. Like several other cases of this type, the Satyam case also came to the CBI as soon as the country got wind of it. And revelation of fraud has led many charges against several different groups of people involved with Satyam. The authorities arrested Mr. Raju and his brother Rama Raju, its former director, the company head of internal audit, and its CFO. Criminal charges. Criminal charges were brought against them, which include criminal conspiracy, breach of trust, cheating, and falsification of records. The authorities also arrested and charged several of the company auditors with fraud. Civil charges. There were also several civil charges filed against the company in US by the holders of its ADRs. Both civil and criminal litigation cases continue in India and civil litigation continues in United States. Victims. Victims of the Satyam case. First, employees. Employees are the true assets of an organization. They are the ones who contribute effectively towards the successful functioning of an organization. But after the scam, they spend anxious moments and sleepless nights as they face non-payment of salaries, project cancellations, layoffs, and equally bleak prospects of outside employment opportunities. They were stranded morally, financially, legally, and socially. And coming to the clients of Satyam expressed loss of trust and reviewed their contracts, preferring to go with other competitors. Several global clients like Cisco, Telstra, and World Bank cancelled their contracts with Satyam. Customers were shocked and worried about the project continuity, confidentiality, and cost overrun. Coming to shareholders, shareholders lost their valuable investments, and there was doubt about revival of India as a preferred investment destination. The outrage over Raju's admission of systematic accounting fraud has broadened to wider concern about the potential damage to India's appeal for foreign investors and the IT service industry in particular. Immediately following Raju's confession, Satyam shareholders took a direct hit as the company's share price crashed by 77% to rupees 30, a far cry from its 52-week high of rupees 544. Shareholder loses rupees 9,374 crores in a single day. The Vice Chancellor and Managing Director of Mahindra in a statement said that the development had resulted in incalculable and unjustifiable damage to brand India and brand IT in particular. And bankers were concerned about recovery of financial and non-financial exposure and recovered facilities. Indian government. The scam leads to fall of GDP and the Indian economy fall dramatically and undoubtedly. This is going to hurt prospects of foreign money flowing into India. So the government was worried about its image of the nation and IT sector affecting faith to invest or to do business in country. That's it from my side. Now Rishabh will continue with further.
Thank you, Hers. Now my point is the what is corporate governance. Corporate governance is the business context referred to the system of rules, practices, and process by which companies are governed. In this way, the corporate governance module follow by the specific company the distribution of right and responsibility